Okay, had to do some adjustments. Got to go out here and get on Miss Piggy. Oh, she's a sexy old girl. There's the little piggy. Miss Piggy. Well, we gotta go to town. We're always going to town. Ain't we, sweetie? Come over here. Want to say hello to the world.
Hi.
You got anybody you want to give a shout out to? Let me see. Who did you say the other day was so cute?
I'm so cute.
Oh, get on here. Oh, I tell my gloves. I'm breathing like an old man. Hell, I am an old man. If the shoe fits. Well, let's see if we can get this show on the road. That is, if I can find neutral. Alrighty. Well, as you can see, it's getting colder. It's down to 88 degrees now, so I'm having to wear socks. Look here. Look at this. The exhaust pipe has burnt all of this off here. Are you ready? Give me a high five. Oh. I think we'll. Okay, let's go on out here. We won't do the redneck thing today. My driveway is so rough. You're supposed to say, how rough is it? Oh, look at Old Glory. God bless you. God bless the men and women that has gave such honor to that flag. Well, it looks like my neighbors are out and about. Looks like I got my camera tilted up pretty high, but I think we can make do. Well, let me say good morning to let me see, it's what time is it? It's 10 o'clock here. So 12, 13 hours from now, it'll be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock over in let me go down another gear. It's 11 o'clock in Australia tonight. So, yeah, they're 13 hours ahead of us. I may be off on my time. Oh, boy, the cows are out today. I don't mean they're out of the pasture. They're out in the sun enjoying life. That's a dangerous intersection right there because you can't see around the brush. baby talk to me. This has been a good old girl. I don't think I can remember ever having a Harley that broke down on me. I've had flat tires, and I've had some clutch issues. Well, hell, I'm hard on the clutch. I used to like to burn rubber. I would wind that motor up and dump that clutch, and man, I'd make that old back tire squall. And yeah, I did that on my old chopper that I had, and that thing went out there and got some good grip, and it lifted that front end. It had the Springer front end, long front. I mean, it was stretched out there, and she went airborne on me a little bit, not too bad. There's pulpwood trees, all those trees over there. They'll be cutting them down pretty soon. That neighbor right here, he comes over and gets bamboo, young little bamboo, you know, like a couple inches in diameter, and he stakes his green beans with them. He came over and got a trailer load this year. And my neighbor next door, he came over and got a trailer load. And I'm talking about a 10 or 12 foot trailer, not a great big truck trailer. And yeah, I showed them an area where I'd like for them to keep it thin out. You know, I've been controlling for 22 years the bamboo. This takes quite a bit to keep them under control, because if you left bamboo, just let it go wherever it wants to, it would overtake your place. It's the most invasive. It's almost as invasive as kudzu. A lot of my friends that subscribe to me, they don't know what kudzu is. There it is up the tree. Kudzu goes all the way up the top of the trees. And when I was young, I believe they called it kudzu. Yeah, they go kudzu. I like the old Harleys. You twist on that handle over there, and you always get good response. I had a Harley that had a built motor in it. It was a 4-cammer Sportster engine, 1200cc, but they built it really good. It had what they call I think stage 3 S&S. The thing, now look at this stuff going all the way up in these trees. That's called kudzu. Or kudzu if you want to say kudzu. It's an invasive vine that grows, takes over everything. Well, I was beginning to say a while ago earlier, wanted to say good morning to my buddy Dave over in Australia. I got lost in time. He may be already in bed. No, I think he's like most of us. He never sleeps. I was up to 2:30 this morning with Maria. Maria is living in Germany. I think she's Filipino. Oh, she put on a show. She did karaoke. She kissed the microphone for me. You know, she said, "Oh, Mack, this is it." And she puckered her lips up, and she kissed that microphone, and it was so beautiful. And I told her, I said, and she did a couple of other things that was pretty sexy. And she had like a nightgown on. Oh my gosh, that thing was beautiful. And she wasn't wearing any undergarment, and she's young, and she was wiggling all over. Everything wiggled on her. And I told her, I said, hell, that would kill an old man. And I said, right now my heart is beating fast. And she made up a karaoke song. Faster, 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 faster. And she sang that. It was so funny. And then she had a laugh track and all kinds of sounds. If you get a chance to go on her page, Maria, I can send anybody a link to it. Oh my God, the food that she cooks. She cooks so good. My daughter-in-law is Filipino. She was born in Mindanao, and the boy, he was stationed there at Subic Bay, and he done fell in love. And when Mount Pinatubo in 1990 blew up, they had been recently married, and so they loaded her onto the aircraft carrier Nimitz while the mountain was blowing up. They had to evacuate those people, and she came to America, and she stayed with us when we lived in Auburn, Washington. And what a wonderful human being. She was a good God Almighty. She's a clean freak. In other words, everything had to be spotlessly clean. And she never stopped. She was busy from the time she woke up. And what a nice person. She was Catholic, so she enjoyed Christmas, and she liked all the different holidays, American holidays. She was a pretty woman. But Maria kind of reminded me of my daughter-in-law, and what a pretty girl she was. You got to catch her show. She comes on at 1 o'clock in the morning, and hell, it ain't gonna hurt you to stay up that late. For God's sakes, get out of the rut. I got friends that goes to bed every night at 9 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking, my God, what kind of life do they live? You know, they don't have nothing. They get up and talk on the ham radio and crawl back into bed at 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock. They're getting older too. So I guess when I get old, I'll start sleeping more. That hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure I'm going to approach that one of these days. But anyhow, I was up to 2:30. I would have stayed on a little bit longer, but my internet was very poor, and every time I go to communicate to text her, it would refresh or something like that. But she was very kind and gracious to me, and she shared me with her friends, and they all come on, and I answered everybody I could. I went over and talked on their page, and I looked at their videos. I put got up this morning, there was a young lady that she recommended. I went to her page and put my computer on, where it run all of her videos, and she had probably 150 videos, a lot of shorts, and she had a low subscriber count, so I've subscribed to her, and we had to give the old keep the two wheels down, I guess. We left the thing running, and it watched all of her movies. Her little videos were like TikTok things, 18 to 20 to 30 seconds long, 1 minute. And I got to watch her little boy all the different birthdays from the time he was a little guy till he got up to about 8 years of age, having different celebrations of his birthday. And of course they did it Filipino style, really. They know how to party. I'm not kidding you. They're the party people of the world. I don't know if any of you guys was stationed in the Philippines or was deployed there or maybe did some R&R. You old sailors know about Longapo. I mean, there's 100 bars in Longapo. And a real good sailor, if he's got any grit at all, he can do all 100. All my sons was in the Philippines. Donald, my son Donald, lives out in Washington. He was a SP, and he used to have to go in civilian clothes and get on a ferry boat and go down to Mindanao and arrest these sailors. Well, they didn't have to arrest them. They wanted off Mindanao and they wanted to go home. What happened? They got over and got drunk and could not get back on the ferry boat because they didn't have adequate identification. Somebody rolled them or something, And he'd have to go over there. And normally when he would bring somebody back to his ship, the USS Ingersoll, they would do what they call, I believe it's called Captain's Mass, where you have to go up and meet the skipper, and sometimes it's a rollback in pay, sometimes it's a reduction in your rank, or there's going to be a penalty, but it's not going to be, they're not going to line you up and shoot you for being AWOL, and they don't kick you out for being AWOL like they did in the old days. So, yeah, he'd have to bring him back to the ship. But he was over at Luzon. They sent a list once he got ashore of sailors he had to go get and where they was located. And they'd be sometimes incarcerated for crimes against humanity. Doing bad stuff. And so he was over Luzon, and he finally made it over to Olongapo, and he wanted to see the notorious Olongapo. And he started, I tell you, I have a friend called Captain Ryan. He's down in, he had a big beautiful boat. I think he's retired captain now, sea captain. He used to push a 300-foot freighter around out in the Gulf. But he used to tell us stories about beluga. I believe it's called beluga. It's they have a thing there in the Philippines where they would bury eggs in the sand, duck eggs. Duck eggs are the most popular. And they'd let them stay in the sun for a year, and they would be jelly-like when they took the shell off. It'd be like jelly, and you eat the whole thing. The little duck inside there was cooked, in the hot sands of the Philippines. And you can get any old sailor, he'll tell you that he did, I don't know if it's called beluga. It's a delicacy that is enjoyed by every sailor that ever goes over there. Oh, sure, they vomit real hard and everything. That's standard. Because you can have so many beers and your brain actually gets numb after a while. And you think you can do almost anything. First thing, when you're a sailor, after 10 or 12 beers, you get this notion that you can whip every Marine on the island. And that's a challenge. Eat a beluga and go whip some Marines. My son Donald's a big boy. Donald, he took after his daddy. He's 6'2", and I think he's down to about 290 now. He used to be, he tipped the scale a little over 340. He's a big child. He came in this world big. But old Donald, he went through longer pole like grease through a duck. He told me how challenging it was. He was only like an E4, but as an SP you got a lot of power. On these assignments, that you didn't ever get opposition. Sailor didn't put up a fight. No, he wasn't leaving the Navy. He just got drunk, couldn't find his way back to the ship. All you guys, sailors, soldier, Army, Marines. I don't think the Air Force ever left the barracks. They stayed in the barracks and played chess and talked about the different airplanes. Anyhow, they had a much different life. They'd have tea in the afternoon and then go out there and crawl in old Buff. Any of you Air Force people know what a buff is. Big, ugly upper. big, ugly flying effer. That's a B-52 Buff. I used to have friends. I had a dear friend. He died here a couple of years ago. He got old like me and died. But while he was alive, he was a captain for 40 years. He was in the Air Force for 15 years. He was a captain, and he flew the C-141s and C-141s. He used to ferry troops over to Korea. And man, did he ever have some stories about that C-141. He liked that old, what did he call that C-141? The Air Force had a name for it. I think they called it the Star Lifter. And man, it was a fabulous airplane. But he used to hate to carry the men over because every time we took a load over, not everybody got to come home. I mean, I don't want to bring no sadness to nobody, but it don't take long that we lick our wounds and we forget about our dead. Oh, we have that one day, or maybe two, and it's a formal ceremonies and stuff like that. My buddy Joe was not in the military, but he's probably one of the better supporters of the military. He just didn't get the opportunity because of school and stuff like that. But me and Joe, we go to find these sailors and soldiers and Marines that was killed, and we decorate graves. We ain't doing it for no profit. We're not doing it even to get any glory. The fact remains is, if the fellow that we're putting the flag on his grave, if he was here, I would give him a hug. I'd wipe the tears from his face. Well, we come here often. I'm sorry if I got sad. Life goes on. And if you're not living it, you're wasting the opportunity. Because this is your time to shine. I spent a lot of time right here at Walmart. Damn, what a sad life I've got. Let me see. I'm gonna park it here. Hey, sweetheart, how about jumping down and getting the basket right there, babe? Get her to move that basket on up out of here. I'm gonna. How about that right there? Well, let me move a little bit right here. Here we are at Wally World, where we spend my retirement money. Look at the gas over here in this little town at $2.78. It's a penny cheaper here. Anyhow, we got to go in and dump the money out of the wallet. Today it's cat food, dog food, raccoon food. It's I'm not officially feeding the raccoons, but they like cat food, so I give extra cat food at night. Hey, there comes, let me see. Got to get this old duffer right here. Look at that right there. Look at that old duffer. Hell, that looks like me. Don't that look like me? Hey, brother. Huh? Sure. All right. Let me say goodbye. Alvita saying, hasta la vista, baby. Thanks for riding with old Mack.